Hi, it's Kat Hepple from lightof1000stars.co.uk. Do you ever consider sharing your story with your customers? Do you even think it's relevant or appropriate to tell your customers more about you? I'm Kat Hepple. I'm a broadcasting and presenting coach for women entrepreneurs who really want to get their voices heard and their message out there. I had a career in broadcasting that spanned over 20 years. I started out in local radio when I was just 15 years old, and I worked my way up to becoming a national television reporter for news for the BBC for many years. So I've got a huge amount of experience of being in front of a camera, of going live, of putting reports together, of putting videos together and presenting to people from a stage. And now I'm using all those skills to help women like you do the same. Get your messages out there, get your voice heard, whether that's as something as simple as going on Periscope or whether you've got massive dreams of going on and doing a TED talk. I'm here to help. So the reason I asked you that question at the beginning of the training was to challenge your thought processes, really. Do you even think that your story, who you are, your life, how you've got to where you are today with your business is of any relevance whatsoever to the people that might buy from you or come to work with you? If you've come from a very corporate background, like I have, the chances are the idea of sharing your story with anybody, least of all people that you want to do business with, is probably quite intimidating, probably something that you are unsure of, to say the least. And I understand that. I worked for a huge corporation for 17 years of my life, the BBC. The idea of going on screen and sharing anything of me, the real me, was ludicrous. There's no way that could happen. I was presenting news, so I was always covering something, and I had to be neutral. I had to pretty much have no personality. I couldn't be in any way distracting from the news, and rightly so. That was my job. But as an entrepreneur, there's something very different about the way that we communicate with people. If you're a solopreneur, particularly like me, maybe got one or two people that help you out from time to time, but you're running your business on your own. Your business is yours, it comes from you. And like me, there will be a reason that you're now doing what you're doing. There will be some history to it. There'll be a reason why you've created the business you've created, why you know that you are able to help other people in whichever way you do that, from coaching or doing something to do with fitness or whatever that may look like for you right now. There's a reason you're doing that. There's a reason that I am now running a company that is all about helping women get their voices heard. I believe really strongly that we need more strong feminine voices in the world. Women who have a passion, a mission, have something to teach, have something to give. Women who can change other people's lives, affect other people's lives. And having a voice allows women to do that in a very profound and effective way. And I want to help women do that. Now that's part of my story. Obviously a huge part of my story is also my background, my BBC training, my BBC career, my success as a broadcaster, all of that expertise. That's a vital part of my story that I can share with you to help you understand what my business is about and who's running it. Now you will have a story equally as interesting, engaging, if not more so, to share with people who might come into your business, who might come and want to do business with you. Now, sharing that story makes you more human. It's an odd thing to think about, particularly if you've come from the corporate world, sharing you, because on the whole, we are taught not to do that, particularly in that kind of corporate businessy environment. We kind of wear a cloak in some ways and go into work and present ourselves in a certain way and then come home again. But in business, you don't need to do that nearly so much. I would still argue you need to have some semblance of being a professional and not just giving everything away about your life. But there is nothing wrong at all with sharing a little bit of who you are, what motivates you, why you're doing what you're doing, how you've got to where you are. As human beings, our currency is stories. We love stories. We love discovering things about other people, about places. We love telling one another those stories. And when you think about your day today, for example, think about the conversations that you've had. And when you look at those conversations, you'll probably discover that huge percentages of those conversations were story swapping. You were telling one another tales, you were engaging in telling them a story you'd just heard or something that had happened to you. Our currency, our way of connecting with human beings, one after the other, is always stories. So sharing a little bit of you, your story, your motivation, can be a really engaging, interesting thing. As human beings, we're incredibly nosy, and we all know as women, we're particularly nosy. We like to find out about somebody, who they are, what they're like. This is why video works so well, and it's why sharing your story works so well. So rather than being scared of sharing you, sharing some of your tales, sharing some of your background, your history, your day, whatever it is you want to share, rather than being scared of that, I would encourage you to embrace it. Use it. It's an amazing, powerful marketing tool. It helps people engage with you. It helps people understand you. It helps people find some kind of connection with you. They may have similarities to you, to your life, and they're drawn to that. And if we remember in business that people buy from people, the more that you can be you, and the more that you can offer that human connection with somebody, the chances are the more likely they are to want to come and do business with you. Through these videos on my Facebook page and on my website, I'm sharing a little bit of me. I'm spending a little bit of time with you, telling you a bit more about me and a bit more about my motivation and what my business is all about. I would love to help you figure out your story, figure out your purpose and your message, and then help you broadcast that to the world, to the people that you want to work with and the people whose lives you want to impact. If you'd like to know more about working with me, I'd be delighted to hear from you, and you just have to go to my website, www.lightof1000stars.co.uk, and you can contact me through there. If you sign up to my newsletter, you'll also get a free course, 3-part audio course that comes to you over 3 days on building your confidence as a speaker. Doesn't matter whether that just means feeling a bit more confident in front of Periscope Live, or whether that means doing something as amazing as a TED Talk or presenting on stage to a lot of people. The training's there for you, you get it free, and all you have to do is sign up to the newsletter. If there's any training that you'd really like, anything you'd like me to cover in these videos, or just things you want to know, please comment below, and as ever I will do my best to answer any of the questions you've had, and will also try and provide some training for you as well on those subjects. In the meantime, go away, have a think about your story, and consider this week just putting a little bit more of you out into the internet, out onto all the marketing that you use, and let's just see what impact that has and who that attracts to your business. Have a great week.